Tony got no reaction when they announced his name right away. Zero reaction.
I was told to keep it short, so. Guys, stop. Thank you. All right. Costa, no, I gotta talk. I was thinking of what I was gonna say. You know, I could easily sit here and talk to you all about the memories I have with my brother. Thank you, Aaron. Christina, you take notes. I was thinking, because some of the earliest memory I have in my life, vivid, where I remember everything, was when my mother brought Maria home from the hospital. And it was June 80, whatever. And I wanted to run to the top because I wanted to get a peek at my new sister. I was so happy. And my mother didn't want it, you know, so she wanted her to sleep, whatever. But I remember it vividly. And Zach is 1.5 years at that point, so I remember everything about his life. I remember us doing everything growing up. And when I say doing everything, it wasn't forced, it was organic. I wanted my brother around. I always wanted him around. We watched the same Saturday morning cartoons, which evolved into Saturday morning wrestling, which evolved into Monday Night Wrestling. Wrestling will probably be brought up a few times in this speech. My group of friends that I grew up with, none of them, the majority of them didn't have brothers, so Zach was like the little brother of the group. If we went out to play basketball, Zach came along. If we went out to play football, Zach came along. We would play manhunt at night in the neighborhood. We would dress up in black. It was like hide and seek. And the neighbors would call my mother, you know, paranoid because there were kids dressed in black, you know, going through their yards. Zach played with us. When I was 16 years old, this is all true, I started my own backyard wrestling league, ESW, Extreme Suburban Wrestling. Thank you. I was the booker, the promoter, I did everything. I shot it, I edited. This is true, I don't know why you're laughing. And I was 16, and I thought so highly of my 12-year-old brother, I gave him what we in the business call a push. I made him our world heavyweight champion. True story. Until the summer of '98, when we got a deal with Suffolk County Public Access Television, true story, Tuesday nights at 2 a.m., and in an effort to give us a bit of a bigger push, I took the title from 12-year-old Zach and gave it to 10-year-old cousin Greg. True story. Again, I can go on and on about my early memories with my brother, but we still make memories together, and I cherish that. So I want to get this speech coming to a point, a very significant point in my life and also in his life, and it was the time that my son Costa was born, who you all know by now. When my beautiful wife Erin was going into labor, we called Zach, and at the time he was out living in LA. He was pursuing a career in the entertainment industry. And I always thought Zach in Los Angeles was like Andy Pettitte going to the Houston Astros. Because you knew he did it to get it out of his system, but eventually he was coming back one day. So Zach was on the next flight, and he was at the hospital the day Costa was born, and he was meeting his nephew, who would eventually be his godson, and I noticed a bit of a change in him. I'm not saying maturity, he still has a way to go there, but I noticed, you know, something, it's like he found something. It's like he found something that he was striving for. And coincidentally, to pick up on something that Alex had mentioned earlier, I remember the day that he told me he bumped into a girl he went to high school with. I remember that day very, very well. And I also remember the day that I formally met the lovely Christina for the first time. Is this all right? All right. I say formally for a few reasons. Number one, because as mentioned, Zach and her went to high school together. We had mutual family friends. Number two, because when I was in upstate New York once at my in-laws, in the living room with my father-in-law, I got a FaceTime call from Zach. And at the time, Costa's a newborn, and Zach is FaceTiming me all the time to see his godson. And I answer the FaceTime, and Zach is looking all glassy-eyed on the other end of it, and he proceeds to do what my cousin Zach and I call, he pulls an Uncle George. And what pulling an Uncle George is when your phone rings and you see someone on the call ID and you answer, and they give the phone to someone else. So I answer the FaceTime, and here's glassy-eyed Zach, who immediately goes, "Hey Tony, here's my girlfriend Christina." And Christina's on the other side of the FaceTime looking terrified, looking beautiful, but looking terrified. Now, it was a week later that I actually met her, and there was a lasting impression, and again, this is a true story. We go to my parents' apartment in the city. It's New Year's Day. Aaron and I come in with Costa. Zach and Christina are there. She walks up to us, she introduces herself, and she has a gift for Costa. It was a shirt. Walks up to us, she introduces herself, and she has a gift for Costa. It was a shirt, it said Weekend Vibes. I remember Aaron loved putting it on him all spring. But to me, the minute she gave us that shirt, something went off inside of me. When I was younger, my yaya, Marika, my mother's mother, Marika Tuplastu, she instilled like an alarm in me, an Ikokira alarm, that would point in one direction for certain women and in another direction for different women. Because to my yaya Marika, there were two types of women. You were either Nikokira, you were Skila. I just gotta translate, sorry. To my yaya Marika, you were either a good housewife or you were a female dog. And this is all true. I knew it the minute she gave me that gift. I knew this wasn't a girlfriend. This was eventually the woman my brother was going to marry. And we've been making great memories since then. I've had the pleasure of getting to know Christina's family, her parents, her sister Alex, her brother. I've played blackjack in Atlantic City with her brother-in-law Frank and Tim Park and cousin Greg. My cousin Greg, who when the dealer has a queen and he has a 13, he stays. And somehow the dealer busts and we all won. But we continue to make these memories. And Christina, to me, the only thing that matters is my brother's happiness. And whether it was in the beginning when he was so giddy to introduce you as his girlfriend to everybody, or today, where he won't shut up about this wedding, you are his world. He loves you. He truly loves you. And to me, as his older brother, that's really all that matters. A few more things and then I promise I'll go. I want to thank, I should have started this way, but I want to thank most of all, the parents of the bride and the parents of the groom for everything that they've done, not only to get us here today, but everything that they've done in the lives of their children. So Dimitri and Bridget Kitsakos, Costa Zachariadis, and the living legend, Poppy Zachariadis. I want to thank Father Dennis and I want to thank Father John for the ceremony, for the blessings, for the love that they've given. Thank you guys. I want to thank my cousin Pete for another stupid Instagram story, probably.
It's the group chat.
But Christina, I love you. Zach, I love you. And the only thing I wish, I mean, this is just the beginning for you guys, and you're going to understand that. The only thing that I wish for the both of you is that the love that you have for each other today continues to grow in the months and the years and the decades to come. I wish you nothing but the best. Love, health, happiness above all, and with time, and when you're ready, cousins for my children.